Hey, what's up everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, coming at you with another video. Thank you guys very much for taking time out to check it out. Please hit that like and subscribe button because it really helps my channel out and I really appreciate it. You guys have no idea all the kind words and comments on Xbox Live. They haven't gone unnoticed either, so hit me up MOH Space Crapgamer if you want to shoot the shit. I'm always happy to. So Phil Spencer has dropped some bombs regarding the Xbox Scorpio price point, which I actually kind of reported on something similar not too long ago, but he's actually responded to something Michael Pachter said. If you guys know who Michael Pachter is, he's like an analyst who predicts things in the industry and things like that. Not a insider or anything like that. It's his job to analyze things and trends and then predict things. And so sometimes he'll make outlandish statements. I kind of compare him to Skip Bayless. Some of you guys might know who Skip Bayless is. He's like a sports kind of analyst, does like sports debates and stuff like that. And he basically, his job is to kind of say weird things but get people like excited or talking about him, and he's really done a good job marketing his brand that way. And so Michael Pachter has gone on these kind of rants and tangents like this as well, and he's said crazy things. I can still remember him saying back in I think it was 2013 where he said that The Walking Dead, the Telltale Games game, would never win Game of the Year because it was a smaller game, etc., etc. He would eat his hat if it won, and it ended up winning. And he said this right during the pre-show of the Game of the Year awards or whatever, the video game awards. So mostly whatever this guy says tends to be wrong, but he came out and said that it would be suicide for Microsoft to price the Xbox Scorpio more than $399, which is coming out next year. And Phil Spencer came out and kind of responded to that and basically said Scorpio will be a premium console. It will cost more than the S. Obviously, this is how we are building it up. We have not announced the pricing yet, but we want to make sure that the investment we are making in the product of Scorpio goes hand in hand with the requirement of high-end consumer, and that means a higher price, said Spencer, adding that there's not a single product you see and say this is a product that defines how you are doing in the market. It really is the repertoire of all the products with prices, and we think of Scorpio as a high-end consumer electronic who demands the maximum of console, and the console built to meet the demand. As an example of his point, the executive recalled the uncertainty that the announcement of Xbox One S caused for some to stress out and have pessimistic projections, basically saying that it didn't make sense and things like that. But basically, you can get a regular Xbox One bundle for $250. You know what I mean? And all the way up to $350. So of course, you're going to see Scorpio exceed that. And I'll link the article so you guys can read this as well. But you can buy an Xbox One S for $250 most times, especially by the time Scorpio releases next year. I wouldn't be surprised if that is the actual price. That would be a $250 to $299 price point for that. So I think it makes sense that you will see a more expensive price point than that with the Xbox Scorpio. You'll probably see a couple of SKUs, but I would be highly shocked if you saw a SKU, the lower SKU for Scorpio, not being that $399 price point, because I think by the time next year comes out, Sony could be in an advantage and a situation where they could come out and say, okay, the PS4 Pro is $349, and so if you were to have your base price point of Scorpio for say $500, $499, that's a $150 difference. I think that, is there really a big enough difference between the two as far as what people will convince themselves or the media will convince by the time this thing comes out that it's worth that extra $150? I don't know that there will be that. I'm not saying that there won't be for me. I'm just saying that in the terms of the media and things like that, you might see some of that talk, some people talking like that, like, hey, does it really matter if it's 1800p upscaled? Because we know how the agenda changes depending on what Sony's doing that particular part of the generation. So I do think that we will see a lower SKU. I think that you have to see one. I don't know if it's suicide to launch above $399, but I do think that it would behoove them to launch in that area of $399. Just my personal opinion. I think that if you really want to compete, that's what you're going to have to do, and hopefully Microsoft pays suit. What do you guys think, though? Sound off. What are you willing to pay for a Scorpio next year, and what do you think the price should be? So, I mean, they need to be competitive with the PS4 Pro, even though it's a better, more high-end product. I think the entire reason for the wait is to get those higher end parts and things like that at a cheaper price for us. So let me know what you guys think. Sound off, comment, rate, subscribe, rack 'em up. Crapgamer out.